Math 7, Unit 1, Lesson 5, Part 1. Dividing integers. We're going to go over the models, a little bit of vocabulary as well. So page 11 in the notes, today we're going to be able to multiply and divide integers by hand, explain why division by zero is undefined, model integer multiplication and division, and explain sign rules, especially division today. I can model and solve situation problems and interpret the solutions in context. Okay, vocabulary. Dividend is a number from which another is divided. A divisor is a number that is divided by. And then quotient, this is the most important word for you to know out of these. It's the ratio of numbers, so it's synonymous with fraction, or it's the result of division. So using these three words in context, think of the problem 105 divided by 5 equals 21. 105 is the dividend. It's the thing that's being divided up. 5 is the divisor. We're dividing it into 5 pieces. 21 is the quotient of 105 and 5. So 21 is the quotient. 21 is the answer to the division. And you can also, quotient can refer to a number being written as division. So 105 fifths is 21 written as a quotient of two integers. When we divide integers, you're going to divide the magnitudes, the sizes, the absolute values of the numbers, and determine the sign using sign rules. The sign rules are the same as what we use for multiplication. A positive divided by a positive is a positive. A negative divided by a positive is a negative. A positive divided by a negative is a negative. And a negative divided by a negative will be a positive. Same rules as we use for multiplication. Okay. Division can be modeled a couple of different ways. There is a share model and the group model. In the share model, we are modeling 12 divided by 3. We start with 12 items. We create 3 containers, and we do the one for you, one for you, one for you, until we have gotten rid of all 12 of the items. Once we've gotten rid of all 12 of them, we count how much are in each container. Each container here has 4. The answer is 4. Okay, in the group model, you create groups of the divisor size. So here, groups of size 3. And then we take the dividend and divvy it out into the groups until we run out of them, and then count up the number of groups. So as we put them in groups of size 3, we go until we run out. And when we run out, we have filled up 4 groups. So 12 divided by 3 is 4. Now, using the share model, let's look at what happens when you try to divide by 0. Okay, 6 divided by 3, I create 3 containers, and I put an equal amount in each container, and I end up with the answer 2. Okay, if I try 6 divided by 2, I create 2 containers. I put the items in the containers, dividing them evenly, and I get an answer of 3. If I do 6 divided by 1, I create 1 container. I fill up the containers evenly, and 6 divided 1, I end up getting 6. Okay, 6 divided by 0, I create 0 containers, and then I put the 6 objects into containers until I'm done. Well, since there aren't any containers, I have nowhere to put the objects. And if I ask how many objects in each container, the question does not make sense because there are no containers. So dividing by 0 is not possible. Let's look at it in another way. Same problem, 6 divided by 3 using the group model. So for 6 divided by 3, I create groups of 3, and then I fill in dots into the groups until I run out of dots. And when I put in my 6 dots, I get 2 groups. So 6 divided by 3 is 2. If I do 6 divided by 2, I fill in dots in the groups until I run out of dots. And I end up getting the answer of 3. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 6 divided by 1, I fill in containers until I run out of dots. And I end up being able to fill up 6 containers. Now, I run into a problem if I try doing 6 divided by 0. I have to make containers of size 0. So these containers will hold 0 dots each. And then I need to fill in the dots till I run out of dots, and then count up the number of containers. Now with the 6 dots I have nowhere to put them. It doesn't matter how many containers I get, I will never be able to get rid of the 6 dots. So it is not possible for me to divide by 0. In fact, there's a special name for dividing by 0 because there is no number for the answer. We say it is undefined. And let me just show you one more way this can go. 6 divided by 0, if we want it to be an answer, well, let me demonstrate this with a number we do know the answer to. 6 divided by 3 is 2. We can reorder this and change it to multiplication and say that 2 times 3 is 6. Doing the same thing here, we'd have blank times 0 equals 6. And we'd have to fill in the blank with a number to find out what the answer would be. Now, any number you multiply by 0 gives you 0. And 6 is not 0. There is no number in existence that will do this. This number is not defined. It is undefined. So when you are answering the question, a question that has you divide by 0, you will simply say undefined. And undefined means there is no answer. It is not possible to divide by 0. Okay? So division by 0 is undefined. This means that the quotient can never have a divisor 0. For example, 3 divided by 0 is undefined. In fact, 0 is the only number that cannot be a divisor. Consider using the share model or group model to demonstrate why this is true. I have done both of those in this video. You can rewind and rewatch it. You will have the chance to do this in your practice. It's okay to have the dividend be 0. One thing some people use to remember this fact is a 0 on top of your fraction, or the dividend part of the quotient, is okay. A 0 on bottom, no, it is not okay. All right, this is the end of the first video. You'll want to watch the video with the examples as well.